Every so often I'll do an animation that requires painted backgrounds. For Animation vs. League of Legends, the task was to take the existing Summoner's Rift map and change it from being a top-down perspective to a side-scroller perspective. So there wasn't much creative freedom for the background artists because the art was already made, it just needed to be translated to a different viewpoint. Since a lot of background elements repeated themselves, I had the artist create background assets that could be duplicated as needed, like the towers, the rocks, and the trees. In the flashback, the backgrounds had to be imagined from nothing, and since I don't have the best visual imagination, I had one of my friends, who has done visual development professionally for many years, come up with a style guide for each of the environments. Then I had my other background artists take that style guide and do the other backgrounds in the same style. I usually sketch the background with simple lines to set the basic layout and angle, and what is in the scene and where. The artists then use that as a guide and create the final artwork. They keep everything on separate layers because sometimes elements of the scene need to be animated separately from the rest of the scene. But I've only had to use painted backgrounds for 2 animations. I don't have to worry about backgrounds as much as other animators, since the camera angle never changes, and since most of the time it's just the desktop behind them, which already exists. This saves me some time, but when the scene takes place in Minecraft, then the backgrounds need to be constructed block by block. But even then it's not so bad. While backgrounds are being done, we can move on to the next step, animation. In the next 2 lessons, I'll break down our animation process, which happens in 2 different phases, creating the key poses or keyframes and drawing frames for the final animation.